Well, good morning, everyone. I hope that your week has gotten off to a great start. For those of you doing distance learning with your kids, I hope that that is going well, that the glitches are starting to get fewer and further between and kind of getting into a swing of things. We're going to be in 2 Timothy chapter number 3. I'm not sure if we'll make this a series throughout the week, but I may be back here tomorrow. I just don't know. But I'm just going to cover the first 6 verses because I think it's important for us to recognize that there is a danger that lurks within us, and it's called self-centeredness or self-love. And when we love ourselves as the most important thing, a lot of bad things happen. Take a look at our world. Everyone is talking about, what about me? Well, what about me? How come I? Where's mine? And really, because of that position, you'll notice that in every facet of life, there is a me only kind of mentality. When I first started youth ministry, I taught about the me first generation was going to give birth to the me only generation. Well, we're living in the me only generation. The sad thing is that it's disguised itself as special interest groups that are actually claiming to be fighting for others. But the truth is they're really fighting for their own cause while using others as a mask. We see that with just the way that the whole conversation about fair treatment, racial equality turned into this ugly thing that's about overthrowing the government, and we lost the truth of the moment because we were saying we were about one thing, but we're about something else. And notice what it says in 2 Timothy chapter number 3, verse number 1. It says, "This know also, that in the last days perilous times will come." They're going to come. It's going to get to be not just every once in a while we have a bad thing happen. It's going to be a daily bad news. Look at the very first thing that Paul points out to Timothy. He says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves." That's the key. And because of that love for themselves, they're going to be covetous, they're going to be boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce. And if you don't know what that means lacking self-control, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures rather than lovers of God. That's important. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. And so we see this really bleak picture, but we can overcome the bleak picture if we would stop loving ourselves as the most important thing in the world. People will say, "Oh, I can't love anybody else until I love myself." Well, that's not true. That's actually absolutely false. We need to love God, and then we'll be able to love others and ourselves. The Bible says that we actually love ourselves automatically. And so he tells us, love your neighbor as you already love yourself. See, self-love is actually self-centeredness is a natural position. No matter what someone says about themselves, if they say they don't love themselves and they're repetitive about that, it's because they want you to think of no one but them. They want you to turn. Now, I'm not talking about the person that's signaling us that there's really a significant problem they need help with. I'm talking about in the general sense, the day-to-day living of people. And Timothy is told by Paul that these times are going to come, and they're going to be basically set in motion by the idea that I'm most important, that if I'm happy, everyone around me will be happy. But the truth is, to make me happy because of my sinfulness, I have to take from you, which means you won't be happy. That's the problem with worldly wisdom. We think if I could just have more of somebody else's stuff, that's the whole idea behind reparations. If I could get somebody else's stuff, it's going to make me happy. But it doesn't. It doesn't make you happy. Equality is great. We need equality in the races, in the gender. We need equality. Yes, of course, everyone is of equal value. But we need to make sure that we don't get hijacked by the idea that if I love myself enough, then I'll love others more. Because the truth is, the more you love yourself, the more you want to love yourself. And the Bible is clear about that. The problem is going to be that the human race is going to be lovers of their own selves, and it's going to lead to terrible things that will happen around us. Get a chance, read those 6 verses again for yourself, and maybe take a look in and say, am I loving myself too much and God too little? And the way we can know that is if I'm busy about trying to figure out, why didn't I get my fair share, and where's mine, and how come this, and how come they get it and I don't? Those all come from too much self-love. Love the Lord, and He'll help us manage our own love so we have plenty of love to go around. I hope that's a help for you today as you go out and do battle in this world. There are perilous times, but those that love themselves a little less and others a little more are going to see their way through this very, very smoothly. I hope that that's an encouragement for you today. Have a blessed day.